All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to start with that nice, good toe lift. Here's 4, 3, 2. All right, both heels up. We're going to open and close. You can open up, squeeze in the back, and then give yourself a little bit of a hug while we're also trying to lift our heels. Here's 2. All right, keep the heel lift. We're going to bring it up and out. So start to wake up the shoulders. Try to keep your palms facing forwards here. 4, 3, 2. Bring it down, feet hip width apart, slow deadlift. Stand nice and tall, slow squat. Take it down, bring it back up. Good, same thing, hinge it forwards. Then we stand, then we sit, and then stand. Good, a little quicker. Down, up, sit, and stand. Good, one more. All right, we're going to take it forward. Nice, good hinge, reach. We're going to open and close. So we want to keep our hips, knees, and toes pointing forward. Keep them nice and level. Good. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way up. Palms facing forward, pull and reach. So this time, instead of thinking about reaching forwards, I want you to imagine that you're really pulling yourself up over that chin-up bar. Good. 4, 3, 2, forward step and reach. Take it out and in, drive it back. So nice, good squeeze. Start to drop it down into that lunge. 2, in the center, we're going to rotate. Bring our shoulder towards our opposite hip. Good. 4, 3, 2. Let's take our legs nice and wide. We're going to side step. We're going to hold it in the center. Just a nice, good side lunge. Here's 4, 3, 2. Good, let's step the feet together. Slow lunge back, reach it up, stand up nice and tall. So think about dropping the back knee to the floor. And you don't have to go all the way to the floor. You can do a little lunge and bring it up. Little lunge. Good, we've got 4 more. Lift and stand tall. Eventually, you want to try to work on getting that knee close to the floor. Best you can. 1 more. Good, bring it in the center. We're just going to march it nice and tall. Think about bracing your core. One of our exercises today is a side lunge with a couple of marches. Here's 4, 3. We're just gonna jog or power march. Last exercise for the warm-up. And if you're feeling a little tight in the fingers, just wiggle those fingers, do some finger circles. I know mine feel a little stiff in the winter. All right, march it out, shake it out, roll the shoulders. Up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink of water. All right, so today we have 4 circuits, 45 seconds work, 15 seconds rest, 2 rounds. We're gonna do right side, left side, and then a both. So our first exercise, side lunge, knee, 2 marches. Side lunge, knee, 2 marches. Then we're going to do right side, left side, and then we're going to do a curl to a press. So decide if you want to weight. Really good to have a weight. Adds a little bit of core in there. In 3, 2, and 1. So we take it out. Side lunge, knee, march, and march. Side lunge, knee, march, march. We don't have to speed through this. I want you to think about a nice, good, strong core. So we pick something up, put it on our shoulder, and then we get a couple marches in. It can be a small step. Take it out, bring it up, march and march. I want you to try to hold that knee versus bringing it in. So we take it out, bring it up, 2 march. Got about 7 seconds, and we're gonna switch it over to the other side. 2 and 1. Shake it out. 15 seconds rest. We're gonna switch over to the other side. So it feels like we don't need a break now. We'll need it later. 2 and 1. So side lunge, knee, march, march. So I'm doing all on the same side. If you've been alternating, keep alternating. It's okay. A good side lunge. Bring it up. 2 marches. So it's a nice, good reach. This is thinking about bracing our core. So the hard part with this is we don't want to just do little wobbles. We don't want to wobble side to side. We want to stand nice and tall, head to the ceiling. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Bicep curl to overhead press. If you don't want to do an overhead press, you're going to do a bicep curl and a side raise. You can do both arms at the same time. You can do one. Good. So curl, press, bring it down. Now, if you need to, curl press right, curl press left. And then I'll demo. This is too heavy for me to do side raises. You can do a curl and a side raise. That's an option. These are too heavy for me for a side raise. I'm doing a nice, good neutral curl, palms facing in. Show me your elbows, show me your pinkies, show me the end of your dumbbell. This is a shoulder safe position, or at least a shoulder safer. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're gonna repeat those 3 exercises again. So side lunge with 2 marches, and then our right side, left side, and curl to press. 3, 2, and 1. So side lunge, bring it up, march, march. As we go into that side lunge, it can be a small side lunge with the knee in the march. We want to try not to use this leg to pull us up and over. This is the one that's going to get the biggest bang for your buck. That's the one we're trying to work. I actually did these yesterday. They were really good. Good. 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Switching it over to the other side, enjoying that little bit of a break. Set the weights down for a minute if you're really feeling it in your hands. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So side lunge, knee, 2 marches. Remember, your lunge doesn't have to be huge. So if you struggle with these ones a little, step it out and bring it up. But for those of you that have a little more mobility, are able to go a little bit deeper into that side lunge, can you reach for your calf? Or can you even reach to put something on the floor? 10 seconds. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, curl to press. I'm changing my hand position, so I'm changing my weights. 3, 2, 1. So I'm doing a palm up curl and then rotating palms forwards for my press. This is optional. If your shoulders don't like this one, don't have to do it. But it's palm up, rotate, get a little rotator cuff, little shoulder opener here. I have to lighten the load a little just to be nice to my wrist. Good, 15 seconds, then we'll have a little break. We're gonna switch it to our next circuit. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shake it out, walk it around, grab a quick drink, move on. Circuit number 2. We have a curtsy lunge and a reverse lunge. So we're just going to do curtsy and then reverse, all on the same side, and then switch. And then a little more shoulders. We're gonna do front to side and down, side to front and down. So decide if you wanna grab a dumbbell or weights for the curtsy to a lunge. 45 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So we're nice and tall. We're gonna curtsy, tap, reverse, and tap. So cross, in, back, and up. So you don't have to go deep. Really think though that this front leg is the one that's working. So when we cross, we sit into that hip. When we step back, we sit into that hip. Think about shoulders over the hips. We get a little more glute when we go forwards, but we don't want to just step back and hinge it. Those are deadlifts, and those are coming up next. 3, 2, and 1. Good, shake it out. We're gonna switch it over to the other leg. Same thing. So enjoy the rest period. 3, 2, and 1. Good. So curtsy, tap, reverse, and tap. Again, it doesn't have to be deep. Just think, if you got to get down off of the floor, or get down on the floor, get up off of the floor, how are you going to do that? So nice, good cross. Nice, good drop of that knee to the floor. Do get a lot of legs today. And then the next circuit, you have an option to make it a little easier. Good, we have 10 seconds. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, front side raise combination. I go a little lighter on my weights when I do this one. So up in front, open to the side and down. Here we go. So up, open, down, then side raise, lift, close, and down. So up, open, and lower, lift, close, and lower. Especially on the lower, on the side especially, don't let it just drop. Control it. If you're really struggling to control it, like I kind of am right now, weight might be a little heavy. Good. We have 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down, shake it out. We've got one more set, starting with our curtsy lunge into a reverse lunge. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So curtsy, tap, reverse, tap. If you're thinking that this is a little easy, but you don't have more weight to add, you can do curtsy, knee, reverse, and knee, and it's gonna make it more of a balance challenge. Gonna make it a little harder for you, because now you gotta activate that core a little bit more. Good, 15 seconds. Gosh, adding in that knee makes it really hard. 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. As you can tell, my goal this year is to push myself just a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Curtsy, tap, reverse, and tap. So it's just a little cross. Bring it in, reverse, and down. Start to drop it a little bit lower on each of those lunges. Still want to keep the hip, knee, and toe pointing forward, especially on the curtsies. We don't want to turn in our curtsies. We're just going to cross, push through, lunge, and push through. We've got 10 seconds. Remember, your option is to add in that knee. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Gonna go for those shoulders. If you really struggled last set, try going a little bit lower on weights. 3, 2, and 1. So lift, open, take it down, side, center, and lower. Don't have to go super heavy with these. I want to think shoulders away from the ears. So I know sometimes I get tired and my arms start to bend. Try to keep them pretty straight. Longer lever, a little bit harder. Good, 15 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Set it down, grab a quick drink. Moving on, circuit number 3. Today, for this circuit, option 1 is a kickstand deadlift with a row, because we're gonna do right, left. Option 2, regular deadlift, one-sided row, and then switch. Okay, so you can pick either one. The row will be one-sided. The deadlift will either be single-sided or both. Either one is fine. Third exercise is either a kickback or an overhead extension for triceps. Good. So deadlift in 3, 2, and 1. So if you want to do a kickstand deadlift, hinge, row, and stand tall. Now, if you're just thinking my legs are done, I'm already feeling it, they don't feel good, just focus on the row. Don't worry about the deadlift. So just a nice good kickstand, hinge, lift, and down. If you need to, single-sided row, both feet flat on the floor. We're getting kind of a lot of single-sided work today, and there's nothing wrong with keeping both feet flat on the floor for a while. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out, switching arms with the dumbbell. If you did the kickstand deadlift with me, switching legs. If you had both feet flat, keep both feet flat. Here's 2 and 1. So little hinge, soft knee, row, and stand. For this exercise, 80 to 90% of your weight should be in this front leg. So we shouldn't feel like we're shifting our weight into our back foot. That heel should feel like it can stay up with no problem. Good, 15 seconds. We're gonna go for those triceps. We're hinging at the crease in our hips. Shouldn't feel like we're squishing the waistband of our pants. Last one. Good, bring it in. All right, option 1, overhead extension. Option 2, tricep kickback. You choose. Good, 3, 2, and 1. So slowly lower, bring it back up again. So down and lift. If you're doing a kickback, you're gonna do same thing, forward fold, both arms at the same time is fine. Kick it and bring it in. So if your arms are up and you feel like you have to drop your head or you're gonna hit yourself in the head with the dumbbell, switch to a kickback. Just means that your shoulders are not happy with that position And another exercise will be better for you today. Good, 10 seconds. So if you're overhead, dumbbell disappears. If you're kicking back, straighten that elbow. Good squeeze, back of the arm. Last one. All right, bring it up. We're gonna go back to those deadlifts with a row. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So good hinge. Drive it back to your pelvis. Squeezing the shoulder blade in, trying to get that elbow to go past you. A lot of this is technique. If you're rounding your spine, you're gonna feel this in your low back. It shouldn't feel like we're stretching our back at all. It should feel like we're hinging, a little stretch in the glutes and the hamstrings. And it's a good squeeze, good reach. Good, less than 10 seconds to go. We're gonna switch sides. 2 and 1. Bring it in, switching over to the other side. And then we're gonna go for our triceps for our third exercise. Nice good kickstand or feet hip width. 3, 2, and 1. So good hinge, drive, and lift. Sometimes it helps to have your other arm reaching down towards the floor. And I want you to keep an eye on and make sure that we're not turning our body when we do these rows, especially if you have osteoporosis in your spine. You don't want to do that rotation. Good, 15 seconds. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep extension, either overhead or a kickback. Either one is perfectly all right. So good core position. If you're going forward, you're gonna hinge, hold that deadlift. If you're up, make sure that we're not puffing our ribs out in front of us. We're tucking it under. So just think about a little tuck. Stack your ribs over your hips. So even though we're not on the floor doing crunches, you should still feel like you're engaging your core like you would if you were doing a plank on the floor. We're just doing a standing plank. 20 seconds. We're gonna head to the floor. This circuit is all on your back, so no hands and knees here. Good, 10 seconds. Slow lower. Good squeeze up at the top. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Set it down. Walk around. Grab a drink. Lower your heart rate a little bit if you need to. You can join us for 1 round or 2, personal preference. We're gonna do a reverse crunch with a little heel tap. We're gonna do a pullover into a crunch, and we're gonna do chest presses. If you're staying up, I want you to do a nice good standing mummy kick. Okay, for the pullover, you're gonna do a press back, bring it up, 2 marches. So you're going to take it forward, straight arm press, and then you can just hold your arms down and do 2 marches. And chest press, you can do a banded chest press, you can do an incline push-up, whatever you prefer. You can sit in that chair and do an incline chest press as well. We're gonna take it all the way down to the floor. I'm going to get my dumbbells ready for chest presses. All right, so reverse crunch. Option 1, pelvic tuck, not a bridge, just a little tuck, or you can even do a little tuck with a march. Option 2, tuck, and then just tap the heel to the floor. Tuck and tap, your time is officially on. So it's just a little tuck in, tap the heels, keep the low back glued to the floor, tuck, and tap. And again, if you want to keep your low back a little bit safe, You're just going to do a little bit of a march, always keeping one heel on the floor while you lift the other up. So you have options how you want to do this. If you want to make it a little bit harder, and you can keep that low back glued to the floor, you straighten the legs a little bit so that when you tap the heel down, it's a little farther away from your hips. Two and one. All right. I like to do one dumbbell for this exercise. You can do 2 dumbbells and press them together. You're going to take it up, soft bend in the elbows, open from the shoulder, lower the dumbbell towards the floor, lift it up over the chest, crunch, and bring it down again. Your time is on. So pull over the chest, crunch, and down. With your crunch, we're not crunching towards our knees. I want you to try to crunch and lift the dumbbell towards the ceiling like you're passing it to somebody who's standing. So keep that core nice and controlled. So when the dumbbell goes towards the floor, our ribs are staying pulled down, low back stays glued to the floor. So pull over, bring it up, press, and down. This is good shoulder mobility. Good job. Bring it in. We're going to go for chest presses. Nothing fancy. So 2 dumbbells, 1 in each hand. Knees bent, feet flat. I'm going to take my elbows, good, time's on. I'm going to take my elbows a little bit out in an angle. They're not straight out to the side in the letter T. They're at an angle. So I'm forming the letter A with my head and my elbows. So you can still have your palms facing in, elbows close to the body, but try taking those elbows just a couple of inches away from your torso when you go down, and then squeeze them up together at the top. It's always good to start an exercise in a neutral position where elbows are close to the body, but then eventually you can start to work on opening those elbows out just a little bit. Good, bring it in. All right, we're gonna repeat that one more set, reverse crunch with a heel tap or just a nice good march. 2 and 1. So if you're just doing the march especially, I want you to just have your heels on the floor. So you're gonna do a march and you're pressing down with that other heel. If you can also just do the pelvic tuck. So no hips come off the floor if you're doing just the tuck, so we don't want to turn it into a bridge. But if you're doing the ab work, little crunch, it's reverse crunch. So instead of the chest coming up, hips come up. Tap the heels and set it down. You don't have to get super high off the floor. Little tuck, little tap. 2 and 1. All right, pull over with a crunch. You can always just do this with a light weight, or you can choose to do this body weight. Work on some shoulder mobility. Good, time is on. So nice good overhead reach, up over our chest, lift straight up to the ceiling, and then back down. This is working our lats. So this is one of the muscles that kind of wraps around under your arm into your back. This is a good one to help work on some shoulder stability. Good, about 5 seconds to go. We're gonna go for chest presses. Good job. Weights in, switching over, grabbing weights for chest presses. So option 1, palms facing in, elbows close to your torso. Option 2 is we start to form that triangle, press it up, and then bring it back down again. So as we go down towards the floor, think about keeping your wrist in line with your elbows versus letting your dumbbells drop in towards your chest. So wrists over elbows on the way down, and then squeeze the dumbbells closer together at the top. Good, last one. Bring it in. Gonna set those weights off to the side. Come up to a seated position, or if you're standing still, walk it around a little. Take a moment, clear your area, grab a quick drink. If we're on the floor and you were on your back, give yourself a minute before you come up to standing, but we're gonna stay on the floor. Just, I know sometimes your water is in an inconvenient location. So we're gonna start on our backs for our stretch. You can do this sitting in a chair if you need to. We're gonna take our right leg straight and keep it as straight as possible, like you're pushing your foot towards the wall, and then you're going to grab either behind the thigh or in front of the knee on your other leg. And we wanna pull it into the chest, but we don't wanna let our opposite leg lift up off of the floor. So you wanna think about keeping the right leg as straight as you can, push the foot towards the wall, and then pull in on the opposite knee. Good, let's switch. So now push that left leg out, squeeze it, get it as close to the floor as you can. The back of my knee does not touch, my thigh does not touch, but my calf does. And I'm pressing that foot towards the floor, or towards the wall, and pulling in on the opposite knee. If you're tight, you may be still up here, and that's all right. Good, we're gonna go ahead and bring both legs up into a dead bug position. We're gonna take our hands, make fists, and we're gonna touch our fist thumb to thumb. We're gonna place those fists between our knees or between our thighs, and we're going to rotate the knees in and the feet out, and then come back to neutral. So a little hip mobility here. So rotate, knees rotate in, thighs are trying to, tops of your thighs are trying to turn towards each other, and our feet are trying to open out, and then bring it back in. So open and close. So just a little internal rotation. So feet closer together, and then feet farther apart. Good, bring it in. We're gonna roll ourselves to the side. We're just gonna stack our hips, and we're just gonna do a nice, good open book and close book. So open and close. You can do this sitting in a chair. Just open to one side and close, and then open to one side and close. And now we're gonna bring it up and over to the other side. I just roll over. So stack the hips and the knees, and we're just gonna open that arm out and then bring it in. Good, we've got a couple more. Good, push yourself up to a seated position. We're gonna take our hands by our hips, feet flat on the floor-ish, and we're just gonna go 90-90, side to side. Again, you can do this sitting in a chair if you need to. So we're just trying to get both legs to go over, and then both legs to go over. Try to sit as tall as you can, but if you're really tight, you might have to lean back a little bit. Good, here's 2. And 1, take it all the way over to the right, and we're going to bring it over onto hands and knees. And we're just gonna sit back into a child's pose. If you are up, you're just gonna have your hands on a countertop or a table, and you're just gonna hinge yourself forwards. And this one, the goal is to try to drop your ears between your elbows. Keep your arms as straight as possible so all the stretching is happening where your shoulder attaches to your torso. You can add a little wiggle side to side if you would like. Good, let's go ahead and bring it up. Gonna go for hands and knees, give yourself a minute, and then we're gonna come up to standing. So we're gonna take one leg out to the front, and if you're not ready to come up to standing yet, that's okay. Go ahead and stay on the floor or come to a seated position in a chair. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in, hands behind the ears, squeeze them together in the back, take it down, hands in the small of your back, squeeze it. So big breath in and squeeze, take it out and squeeze. Challenge, keep the shoulders away from the ears, especially here, they like to shrug. Keep them down and relaxed. Good, one more time, high, and one more time, low. Let's bring the shoulders up, back, and down into your back pocket. Try to keep thumbs pointing forwards for this one. Good, shoulders down and back in your back pocket, ear to shoulder, side to side. Let's bring the head up, pull the chin back just a little bit, look to the right, look to the left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in the center, big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes. And exhale. Good, one more time. Big breath in and out. And you are all done.